Alright, this video is going to be about the WorkSharp knife sharpener. I've gone through a bunch of different knife sharpeners. Some were great, some were not. I want to go ahead and show you how to use this one and give you my overall opinion of whether it's worth buying or not. Alright, so the WorkSharp knife sharpener has a couple of basic components. There's a base. This is the key of the heart of the unit where you would adjust the angles, and for the most part I do 20 degrees. Most of your European German knives will be 20 degrees, Japanese knives will be 15 degrees, and there's different variations that you can encounter if you're sharpening your own knives. The way this works, just place it in there, snaps into place. Then you have the device that holds the knife itself. We'll be doing one of these knives. This is pretty much a utility knife that gets used for just about everything that we have here in the shop. So if you've got the basic kit, you've got a couple of different stones on this. You've got the 320, which is to rough shape, clean up the edges. Then you've got the 600, which will put a decent edge on it. Then you've got a ceramic stone, if you will, that will finalize the blade. Now before I do any knife, what I'll do is I'll clean the edge off, because there's going to be stickiness, in this case from tape from opening boxes. And I'm using mineral spirits. Alcohol will work fine, denatured alcohol, acetone. Just get it nice and clean. And the reason for that is to save the stone from picking up all the stuff and clogging the stone up. Alright, so now that we've got the knife cleaned up, what we're going to do is mount it. This is already set for 20 degrees. And this knife may or may not be 20 degrees, but that 320 grit will set it. You want to get this in there, but you also want to make sure it's flush with the edge of the mount. You want to make sure this white dot's on the upside. And we're all set to start. So what we want to do, set this to 320. It already is, as you can see. Now you want to adjust these guides, these stops, so that you're getting the majority of the stone on the stroke in either direction. So we've got a stop on the bottom here, one on the top, and as you can see, we'll get the majority of the stone across the entire blade. So now what we want to do, I like turning this in the direction I'm going, so when I'm using this in my left hand, I'll turn this towards the left, and very softly, no weight on it, it's necessary. You want to go the length of the entire blade from the heel all the way on back. If you see the knife is moving, I probably need to tighten it a little bit more. Okay. And what I'm doing is feeling for a burr. You want to get a burr. If you don't get a burr, you're not going to get a razor edge knife. And what the burr means is that this bevel has reached from the top to the bottom. You want to feel for it going from the top to the bottom. We're starting to get a little bit of a burr. You want to do the same number of strokes on both sides. That should be 4, 5, a lot of times as you progress, you'll be able to see on the edge of the blade, and at this point I believe we should have a burr, and we do. So what I'm going to do is turn this around. Now notice I started with the handle on this side, and the reason for that is that I can push that forward and turn it around this way. Now that I've done that, I'm going to slightly change the position to make it comfortable for my right hand to do this. Now I've got 8 forwards and back strokes, so we're going to go with 8. Periodically getting rid of some of the filings helps. I'm going to leave it in this position where it's at now. Get rid of some of the filings. Switch it over to the 600. Double check to make sure we have a burr. Holy cow, yeah, we got a nice burr. You can feel it. Got a little bit of scratchiness. So all that means is that the metal's bent down to the other side. We're going to get a pretty sharp edge out of this. So I'm on the 600 now. Now as I go along, I'm going to keep an eye on this, and I'm going to see the shine along that edge. It's going to change. You can see, you can almost see how that looks. It's kind of hard to tell. I don't know if you're getting a good visual on that, but it does change the overall appearance of the blade. So again, now we flipped it back. We're going to go 8 on the other side. Not sure if you can see it. When we'll pull this off in a while, you'll be able to get a better look at it. But right now, I'm going to go over with the ceramic. You really can see a difference when you're doing this. It polishes it basically. See if we can show you that. It's got a pretty edge on it. This is not an expensive knife. It's really a cheap knife. These stones, these guys, what I like to do after I finish using it is I'll give them a little bit of a wash with some dish detergent and water, dry them off, and hopefully we can get all this stuff, or as much of it out of it as possible, and that'll give us a much longer life on these. Alright, so you saw how I did the sharpening, and of course we have to do the famous plunge test, right, where you stick the thing in there and you just cut through it. I know it's cheesy, but it goes to show you it did a really good job on this particular knife. And this knife is not of notable manufacturer. It's actually kind of a junky knife. Decent quality steel. It's hard. Took an edge like nobody's business though. Anyway, so what do I think of this knife sharpener? I think it does a great job of holding the right angle. If you follow the instructions and you go through the stones and the progression they advise, you're going to get a really sharp edge, probably razor sharp edge. So yeah, I really like it. I think for the price it's great value. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video and it's been helpful to you. If it has, hit share and like. Don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching.